What is up, everyone? Circon here, bringing you guys Advent Calendar Day 3 of 2019. Let's take a look at what it is, boys. It is the WZ 111, the Mexican, Chinese Tier 8 heavy premium tank. Of course, it's a bundle, and it's not a bundle. I'd always advise to not buy the bundle because the gold that you're getting, even at a discount, not really worth it considering we're probably gonna get loot boxes that is better gold conversion than this, right? It's 30% off from 81, but there's 30 days of premium account. Again, you're probably gonna get that from the loot boxes. It's almost never worth it, guys. Okay, almost never worth it. You also get some camos. You get the Wu-Sing elemental camos apparently. All right, you can actually use these on other tanks as well, but again, they sell these separately at times as well. So not really worth buying the bundle for. It's gonna set you back 12,250 gold. That's gonna be 43 euros. That's all. That's a lot of nuts. Well, that's a lot of money. 43 euros. So what is the WC 111? Well, Chinese premium heavy, of course, like I said, at tier 8 premium matchmaking, so you're not gonna face any tier 10s. And the tank is okay. It's okay, but let's talk through it, okay? So we have a base DPM of 1952, 0.4 dispersion, which is awful, aim time of 2.7, which is pretty bad for heavy. Let's see, shelf velocity is really bad as well at 800 for the AP, and it's even slower with the heat, the 720, that's extremely slow, and the HE is 800, just like the AP. So that is extremely low. Now, let's talk about pen rates on these. It's 186 on the AP, which is a pretty bog standard nowadays for 122mm guns at tier 8. On all the premiums, they got buffed from 175 to 186 a while ago. The heat, however, is 250, and this is where it makes a big difference compared to, let's say, an IS-6, who goes to, I think, 217 APCR pen. This gets 250 heat. Now, some people like heat, some people don't, because, well, heat doesn't go through destructible buildings, and there's a lot more of those on the newer maps, such as, I don't know, Minsk, for example. But the 250 heat is pretty nice because heat doesn't lose pen over distance. So you can actually pen something, even because your 186 pen might not be up to snuff in today's world of tanks. Like, let's be real, all the super heavies at tier 8 and 9 already, right? VKPs and whatnot. So yeah, a bit of a downside. I'm not too big of a fan of a 250 heat shell. It seems to me that it's like either like the 250 is just too little to really make a difference, and I'd almost prefer the i6 APCR at times. So yeah, this heat is also on their tier 7 non-premium, and then the 250 is pretty nice because the tier lower is pretty, it means a lot. Mobility, however, is kind of nice. It's 50 top speed for heavy, so it's more of a heavium, as people like to say. You only have 5 degrees of gun depression, however, so that's pretty rough to use. Elevation is like whatever. And then the hull armor is 120. The side of the hull is 120, which is really nice. And the turret is 230 and 120 in the sides as well. 1550 health, which is box standard, and a superbly average free range of 380. All right. So let's take a look at the armor here. So the armor, lower plate is about 175 at best. So that's a pretty huge weak spot at tier 8, obviously. The upper plate is more like a V-shaped IS-3 kind of hull that you probably see better if I go to the visual model. You see that it's like this kind of like a pike nose design kind of thing, which basically means that some things, especially the ones lower tier than you, will have issues bending your upper plate, right? Tier 6 and 7s might have some issues bending this frontally on. The only problem is once you start like angling the tank a bit more is that you lose bend because of the way the armor is shaped. So you want to actually almost basically not angle, but that means your lower plate is really weak. That's always the issue with the pike noses, right? And again, this is kind of what this means is that you're pretty good against tier 7s and 6s, but again, as soon as you face tier 8s and stuff, they will just shoot through your upper hull as well. Now, it's a little bit troll, like there's some extreme angles and stuff, you might get bounces off, as you can see here. And the side armor is actually pretty decent, so you can, like, with a little bit of skill and a little bit of luck, you can go places, right? And the turret itself is actually pretty nice. Let's take a look here. So the turret itself, really solid. I think this also got buffed at some point, but as you can see, it's really good. And even the weak spots are pretty nice. I mean, as soon as you don't hit the dead center, it's an auto bounce, as you can see, right? The other thing you have to worry about is because your tank is fairly low compared to other heavies, is that people will shoot down onto your roof, which then becomes pretty weak. So if you're face hugging like a Japanese super heavy or the VKP at tier 8, they'll just shoot down. They don't even have to aim at your weak spots, they'll just shoot straight down into your turret. So that's something to worry about. So hold down, it's pretty good. The gun is, you know, not great. It's really a brawler. You don't ever try to snipe with a tank like this. And personally, I've kind of a hard time recommending it because limited matchmaking is very nice. Limited matchmaking nowadays also means that you're less likely to even see tier 9s, as far as I can tell. So you're going to be top of the tier relatively often. I will admit that I haven't played a premium matchmaking tank in a long time because I'm free marking all the lower tier stuff. And we're almost about to reach tier 8. So yeah. How would you, if you're gonna get it though, how would I, you know, kit it out? And it's basically looking the same as always, right? There is vert stabs as well. So you probably want to go that instead of the ventilation. So this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna run optics, you're gonna run a gun rammer, you're gonna run the vert stabs. And a food is actually kind of risky on this tank. I would actually say don't do it. Because frontally, as far as I remember, this thing goes on fire, or at least is very prone to fire. So you should probably just run an automatic fire extinguisher with a large repair kit, and that's that, okay? This is all the stats as well with a really good crew. You want to get, of course, all the few range skills and bros and arms. Then you want to get full repairs. It's just the box standard stuff. But the 380 base view range allows us to get to 448. So that's a little bit above 445, which is what we want. Just with optics, so you don't really need the vents or the food to really make it run, which is nice because most people play these things for the, you know, the credit making. And then this is what your stats looks like. So the DPM is 2200. It's okay. Yeah, it's an okay tank, but I can't really recommend it. For me, the gun is just not cutting it. And even with what other tank has, the Raffioli, this French tier 8 medium, has the 250 heat. And for some reason, it just doesn't work. At least not for me. And it also has a really hefty price tag, like, let's be real. 43 euros for a not that super great a tank, right? You're probably better off buying like a tier 8 medium. Like, I realize that some people want to play their Chinese heavies, right? But yeah, you're probably better off buying something that's cooler for like 10 to 15 to 20 euros less, right? Especially with Christmas discounts coming up. And there's an argument to be made that the 112 is arguably better because it doesn't have the pike nose in the front. And I would 100% say that WZ 121 GFT, even though it doesn't have a turret, is an absolute beast. That if this gets on a discount, it's definitely worth way more than having a WZ Juan in your garage. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's about a sale for another like 15 or so hours, so let people know, or 16 and a half as I'm recording this. So let people know what you think about the tank, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in as always. I'll be back tomorrow with day 4. Hopefully, maybe a new tank. Hopefully, maybe. I'm hoping for some new stuff, guys. I've Cloud Panther maybe, but yeah, take care, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.